The sleek glass lobby of Montgomery. Financial gleamed under recessed, lighting as the afternoon sun filtered through floor-to-ceiling windows. Maya Chun stood at the reception desk in her intern uniform of light blue shirt and burgundy skirt, nervous energy coursing through her as she managed visitor sign-ins during her second week at the company. At 23, Maya was completing her business degree while interning at one of Chicago's most prestigious financial firms. She was naturally shy, finding comfort in written communication and quiet observation rather than assertive networking her professors insisted was crucial for success. Her internship supervisor had already noted that Maya needed to be more vocal in meetings and more confident in approaching executives. What Mia's supervisor didn't know was that Maya was fluent in American Sign Language, having grown up with a deaf younger brother. While her colleagues saw her quietness as a deficit, Maya had learned from childhood that communication took many forms and that listening often mattered more than speaking. The afternoon was routine until the lobby doors opened and a well-dressed man in his 50s entered with a younger woman who immediately began signing to him. Maya recognized the purposeful movements and the slightly lost expression of someone entering an environment where they weren't sure how to navigate communication barriers. The man approached the reception desk and his companion signed while speaking, aloud translating between him and the hearing world. We have a meeting with the investment committee at 3 o'clock. This is Robert Martinez. Maya's heart rate increased as she recognized the name. Robert Martinez was a renowned philanthropist considering a major partnership with Montgomery Financial to fund educational programs. This was exactly the kind of high-stakes visitor where mistakes could have serious consequences. The translator continued. Mr. Martinez is deaf and prefers to communicate directly in ASL when possible. Maya made a decision that felt both terrifying and right. Her hands moved in the fluid gestures of sign language as she addressed Mr. Martinez directly. Welcome to Montgomery Financial, Mr. Martinez. I'm Maya Chun. I'll be happy to help you check in and escort you to the conference room. Mr. Martinez's face lit up with surprise. Delight, he signed back. You know ASL. This is wonderful. I wasn't expecting to be able to communicate directly with anyone here. Maya signed her response while speaking aloud for the translator's benefit. My younger brother is deaf, so I grew up signing. Let me get you checked in and I'll take you upstairs. What Maya didn't notice was that in the background, partially obscured by a marble column, stood James Montgomery, the 40-year-old CEO of the company his grandfather had founded. James had come down to personally greet Mr. Martinez, but had paused when he saw the interaction already unfolding at the reception desk. James watched as Maya efficiently handled the check-in while maintaining a conversation in sign language, putting Mr. Martinez completely at ease in a way that rarely happened for deaf visitors in corporate settings. Her hands moved with practice, fluency, and she occasionally laughed at something Mr. Martinez signed, creating a warm rapport that transcended the formal visitor-intern relationship. I apologize that we don't have more ASL fluent staff me assigned, but I'll make sure your meeting today is properly accommodated. May I escort you to the conference room? As Maya led Mr. Martinez and his translator toward the elevators, James quietly followed, observing how she continued engaging Mr. Martinez in comfortable conversation about his work in educational accessibility. She asked intelligent questions about his philanthropic initiatives and shared insights from her brother's experiences navigating educational systems. In the elevator, Maya signed. My brother always says that the biggest barriers aren't about hearing or not hearing, but about whether people are willing to communicate in ways that work for everyone. Mr. Martinez nodded, emphatically. Exactly. That's why I'm so particular about who I partner with. I need organizations that understand. Accessibility isn't just about compliance. It's about genuine inclusion. When they reached the conference room, Maya ensured Mr. Martinez was comfortable and had everything he needed before excusing herself to return to reception. As she left, James finally revealed his presence. Mr. Martinez, I'm James, Montgomery CEO. James said while using the sign language alphabet to fingerpell his name, clearly a skill he had recently tried to acquire but hadn't mastered. I apologize for not greeting you downstairs. I was observing something remarkable. Mr. Martinez's translator interpreted while he signed. The young woman who helped me, she's exceptional. That kind of natural inclusion is exactly what I look for in organizations. She's an intern, James replied, and I think she just taught our entire executive team something about what meaningful communication looks like. After the meeting concluded successfully, James returned to the lobby where Maya had resumed her reception duties. She looked up nervously as the CEO approached her desk. Miss Chun, may I speak with you in my office? Mia's stomach dropped, certain she had somehow violated protocol by engaging so directly with an important visitor. She followed James to the executive floor, her mind racing through possible mistakes. In his office, James gestured for her to sit. Maya, I need to ask you some questions. How long have you known ASL? Since I was 5, sir. My brother was born deaf and my whole family learned together. Why didn't you mention the skill on your intern application? Maya looked down at her hands. I didn't think it was relevant to business and finance. It's just something personal about my family. James leaned back in his chair, his expression thoughtful. Maya, I watched you with Mr. Martinez today. You didn't just translate. You made him feel genuinely welcomed and understood in a corporate environment where deaf visitors often feel like an afterthought. That skill is incredibly relevant to business. He pulled up something on his computer. We've been trying to partner with Mr. Martinez for 2 years. He's one of the most influential philanthropists in educational funding, but he's been hesitant about working with us. Do you know what he told me in our meeting today? Maya shook her head, uncertain where this was going. He said that in 5 minutes with you, he felt more confident about our company's commitment to accessibility than in 2 years of formal presentations, because you didn't treat his deafness as a problem to be accommodated. You simply communicated with him as a person. James paused. Maya, I'd like to create a new position in our corporate social responsibility division focused on making our company genuinely accessible and inclusive. I want you to lead that initiative. Maya stared at him in disbelief. Mr. Montgomery, I'm an intern. I'm not even done with my degree. You have skills and perspective that none of our executives possess. We can provide the business, training, and resources, but we can't teach the kind of authentic understanding you demonstrated today. Over the following months, Maya transitioned from intern to accessibility coordinator, working to transform Montgomery Financial's approach to inclusion. She helped implement ASL interpretation services, consulted on accessible technology, and trained staff on communicating with clients who had various disabilities. Mr. Martinez became not just a partner, but a mentor, impressed by how seriously the company had taken his concerns about Genuine accessibility, the partnership. They formed funded educational programs that helped hundreds of students with disabilities access business education. More importantly, Maya discovered that her quiet nature wasn't professional liability. It had trained her to observe, listen, and communicate in ways that many more vocal colleagues overlooked. Her ability to connect across communication barriers became one of the company's most valuable assets. A year after that afternoon, in the lobby, Maya gave a presentation to the executive team about the company's accessibility initiatives. She had grown more confident in speaking, but she had also taught her colleagues that effective communication took many forms. What I've learned this year, Maya said, is that inclusion isn't about checking boxes or meeting minimum requirements. It's about genuinely believing that everyone has value to contribute and creating environments where that contribution is possible. She smiled at James in the audience. Thank you for recognizing that a shy intern who knew sign language could offer something your company needed, even when I didn't recognize it myself. The shy intern who had been told she needed to be more assertive had learned that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply see people as they are and communicate with them in ways that honor their full humanity. And the CEO who had been watching had discovered that transformational leadership sometimes means recognizing that the least experienced person in the room might possess exactly the perspective your organization needs most. Thank you for listening to the story about how hidden talents can transform organizations and how true inclusion requires seeing past conventional measures of professional value. If this tale reminded you that different communication styles and life experiences can be professional assets rather than deficits, please like this video, share with someone who believes in inclusive workplaces, and subscribe for more stories celebrating the unexpected skills that create meaningful change. We'd love to hear in the comments about times when your personal background became a professional strength or when someone recognized value in you that you hadn't seen yourself. Remember, the skills we develop through life experiences often matter more than conventional credentials, and the best leaders see potential where others see only differences.